Start the vehicle, foot on the brake, turn the key, and you'll put it in drive if you need drive, and your handbrake is on the right hand side, and away you go. Neutral, reverse, park. Now if you're driving and you will just in drive, it'll change gears itself. If you want to change gears, you can flick that over and then you can change gears yourself. Up to you, but most of the time you're just going to leave it in drive. Now this here is what they call hill descent control. Going down steep hills to help you holding gears rather than overheating the brakes. You've got traction plus, and that basically is if it's slippery conditions, it will change the drive to the wheels to help you. Remembering this is European vehicles, snow and ice, but if you only time I could think you'd use it out here, but let's say you're in a caravan park, it's wet grass, it's rained all night, you're having trouble getting out, you can try putting it on. And if you forget to turn it off, once you get to 50, 55 kilometres an hour, it'll shut itself off. That's lane departure warning. So there's a little symbol on the dashboard on each side there. So default that's on, and it will see if you're drifting off from the white lines. Hazard lights. That's to lock the cabin doors. That's for the heated rear window you don't have. This here, the little light symbol that comes on there, and I'll show you what that's about. I mentioned the mode button. If I press that, our display is going to go through different settings you can change, so dimming the dashboard, speed alerts, and passenger airbag. So if I press that, I can actually turn off the passenger airbag, and a little light tells me I've done that. Now the reason for that, a airbag can actually injure a young child, so that's the reason they provide that facility to do so. I think it used to be if the child was less than 12 years old, something like that. If I press auto, it'll just manage. You can then set the temperature to where you want, and this is to choose your air outlets, so windscreen, face, feet. You can have any combination that you want of those. You then got your fan, you can adjust your fan speed. If you want to turn the whole system off, just press that to turn it off. Now you might have it set to certain temperature, coming down on your feet, things like that. You want to defrost demist the front windscreen. That will change all the settings necessary, and just focus on doing that job. Turn it off, it goes back to your original settings. And then that is for air conditioning on and off. This last button here is recirculating cabin air or fresh air. Tap that to turn your radio on. And we're on the radio now, so we can choose AM, FM. There's some stations preset in there, or you can scroll through. So they're different radio functions. The media button, down under here is a USB plug. So if you want to plug something in, you can take your music from there. The navigation button. So, set home location. And what suburb? Clyde North. Clyde North?
Yeah, 3978. You can put
actually find putting the suburb in works a little bit better.
Does it? That's it.
Street number? Sorry, street name. If you just want to see where you are, you just press View Map. And that will bring up your current location, and you'll see your map when you're moving. You want to navigate somewhere, put your navigation in, and we've got home as a preset in there. Otherwise you just put your address in and go through the steps that we did just now. So they're the key two things of the maps at the navigation side. Phone, you can pair up a mobile phone, and more will give you a large clock display, compass, and different trip meters. Now, if you're driving at night and the display is a distraction to you, you can turn the display off, and then you can just tap it to turn it back on again. There's a mute button, volume and power, channels, source, and that's to go into different settings for setting up loudness, etc. Now, if I pull this up and towards me, that will come up like that. You've then got a clipboard, so if you want to put instructions or a map, you can do that. If I open that up and I've got a tablet, I can lock the tablet into position. And that goes down. Screen and video 1, video 2 changes the cameras. So the camera now is looking, that's your back bumper bar. That's the view you've got when you're driving. So really they're the only things. You can press menu and change brightness and contrast and things like that. The main control is probably just going to be the video 1, video 2. Headlights, you've got off, on, or auto, and you'd probably just leave it on auto. Flash for your high beam, or put it all the way. That's your high beam. And down below, now that's a two-way dial. Important to remember with this one, if I turn it forward, it's cruise control. So you get to your speed, turn your cruise control on, you can increase, you can decrease your speed. If you approach a vehicle, you'd either put your foot on the brake or you can actually cancel it from there, and then when the car's out of the way, resume to go back to your speed again. So going forward is cruise control. Going the opposite direction is a speed limiter. So at the moment it's set to 30 kilometres an hour. You can set a figure for how fast it's going to go. Important to remember that. We have had cases of people driving out. They rang us about 2 minutes later, thought the transmission was broken because they couldn't go faster than 30 kilometres an hour. That actually turned that the other way around.
How do you set that?
So if I turn it to there, and then I can use the arrows, and on the dashboard it's increasing the number.
Can you put that on 100 for me?
And that's at 100.
Right, perfect.
And then your wiper controls are on the other side. So you'll end up with your wipers. You've got your intermittent settings there. And
that's fine.
Yep. Volume. You can mute. You can change your radio stations. You can answer a call. You can hang up on a call. So they're all your controls on there.